The Stoic pursuit of the journey, focusing on the process, not the outcome. In the relentless chase for success, we are often conditioned to fixate on the end result. Whether it's achieving career milestones, gaining recognition, or reaching personal goals, society frequently tells us that only the outcome matters. But what if true fulfillment lies not in the destination, but in the journey itself? This is the essence of Stoic philosophy, a mindset that teaches us to embrace the process, to focus on our actions, and to find meaning in the effort rather than in the fruit of our labor. Today, we will explore how Stoicism offers us a transformative approach to life by shifting our attention away from outcomes and toward the values and practices that shape our character along the way. The Stoic perspective on success. At the core of Stoicism is the idea that we do not control external events, but we can control how we respond to them. This fundamental principle leads to a powerful insight. While we may not always achieve the results we hope for, we can always choose to act virtuously. The Stoics, great thinkers like Marcus Aurelius, Epictetus, and Seneca, believed that the only true success comes from living a life of virtue, focusing on actions that reflect our highest ideals and values. What the Stoics recognized is that outcomes are often beyond our control. We can control the effort we put forth, the attitude we carry, and the choices we make. However, we cannot control the world around us, the opinions of others, or the twists and turns of fate. Therefore, a Stoic does not measure success by whether they achieve a specific goal, but by whether they are fully engaged in the process, acting with integrity, wisdom, and courage. This focus on the journey rather than the outcome empowers us to pursue our goals without becoming enslaved by them. It frees us from the anxiety and frustration that often accompany the fear of failure, reminding us that our worth does not depend on the end result, but on how we show up along the way. Stoicism encourages us to step away from the outcome and instead invest fully in the process, understanding that it is in the effort that we find meaning. The power of focusing on the process. One of the most valuable lessons we can learn from Stoicism is the importance of focusing on the process itself. In practical terms, this means embracing every challenge, setback, and obstacle as an opportunity for growth. When we commit ourselves to the process, we are more likely to find satisfaction in the effort rather than in the elusive promise of achievement. Take, for example, the process of improving our physical health. Instead of obsessing over the number on the scale or the time it takes to reach a particular fitness goal, the Stoic mindset encourages us to enjoy the act of exercising itself, celebrating the discipline, the small victories, and the strengthening of our character as we persist through difficulty. The Stoics understood that physical health, like every other area of life, is not about perfection, but progress. We can choose to engage in the process with vigor and determination, knowing that every moment of effort is a step toward living more virtuously. Moreover, the Stoic way of thinking enables us to develop a deep sense of resilience. Life will inevitably throw challenges our way, sometimes in the form of failure, loss, or hardship. If we are only focused on outcomes, we may become disillusioned when things don't go as planned. But if we learn to value the process, we begin to see every difficulty as an opportunity for growth. The Stoic philosophy teaches that obstacles are not roadblocks but pathways, each one offering a chance to develop wisdom, patience, and perseverance. The Stoic virtue of consistent effort. One of the hallmarks of Stoicism is the idea of prokopton, or the concept of progress and virtue. The Stoics believe that life is a continuous journey of improvement, where we are not expected to be perfect, but to persist in our efforts to align our actions with our values. This is not a philosophy of passivity, but one of active engagement. The Stoic practice of focusing on the process is closely linked to this idea of becoming a prokopton, a person in constant progress. In this pursuit of improvement, the Stoic does not seek external recognition or rewards. Instead, they pursue excellence for its own sake, knowing that true success comes not from accolades or material gain, but from becoming the best version of oneself. This mindset allows us to view every experience, whether positive or negative, as an opportunity to grow. Every moment is a chance to act virtuously, to exercise discipline, to cultivate patience, to practice courage, and to build character. The Stoic pursuit of progress also invites us to embrace failure as a teacher. Failures are not signs of defeat, but lessons in how to improve. A Stoic will not be discouraged by setbacks. Instead, they will analyze their experiences, learn from their mistakes, and continue moving forward with renewed determination. The key is to focus on the effort, knowing that even if the outcome is not what we hoped for, we are still growing and learning along the way. The freedom in letting go of outcomes. One of the most liberating aspects of Stoic philosophy is the ability to let go of our attachment to outcomes. This does not mean that we should stop setting goals or working toward them, but rather that we should free ourselves from the anxiety of needing to control the results. As the Stoics teach, we cannot always control the circumstances or the final outcome of our endeavors, but we can control how we engage with the process. This sense of detachment is not about indifference or inaction. Rather, it's about focusing on the things that are within our control, the effort, the quality of our intentions, and the values that guide us. When we accept that the final result is not entirely up to us, we are free to focus our energy on the aspects of life that we can shape. We can commit to doing our best without becoming overly attached to the result. Think about this in the context of relationships. Instead of obsessing over whether someone will love or appreciate us, we focus on showing up with kindness, patience, and integrity, trusting that the quality of our actions will create the right conditions for connection. By letting go of the need for approval or external validation, we open ourselves up to the possibility of true, authentic relationships built on mutual respect and understanding. A life well lived, that's the Stoic ideal. Ultimately, the Stoic pursuit of focusing on the journey instead of the outcome is about living a life well lived. It is about committing to the process of becoming the best version of yourself, not for the sake of recognition or reward, but because it is the most authentic expression of your true self. The Stoics believe that a life in accordance with virtue is the highest form of happiness. This happiness is not dependent on external circumstances, but arises from our alignment with our values, our commitment to our actions, and our resilience in the face of adversity. The beauty of this approach is that it provides us with an unwavering source of meaning, regardless of the outcome. When we focus on the journey, we are no longer dependent on success, recognition, or approval to feel fulfilled. Our satisfaction comes from the knowledge that we are living in accordance with our deepest values, engaging fully with each moment, and embracing the challenges that life presents as opportunities for growth. In a world that constantly pressures us to chase external achievements, the Stoic lesson to focus on the process instead of the outcome offers a profound shift in perspective. It encourages us to measure success not by what we attain, but by who we become in the process. So the next time you embark on a new goal or face a challenge, remember that the power lies not in the final destination, but in the quality of the journey itself. By focusing on the effort, the virtues you embody, and the growth that occurs along the way, you are living a Stoic life, a life rich in purpose, fulfillment, and inner peace.